Goodness gracious, what happened to you?
Mr. Sutherland, something terrible just took place at the mill down the road. I'm afraid my friend here is in dire need of your assistance.
What on earth happened at the mill?
Here, let me tell you. My name is John Barker. I've got a story to tell. My friend was murdered in cold blood by men sent straight from hell. Oh, Mrs. Sutherland, thank you for your hospitality. Grant me a moment to explain what the hell just happened to me. You see, my buddy Lewis and I went to visit Keene at his mill. Lewis's sister Mariah had lived there, and Lewis had news about her bills overdue, and he had to inform her stocks were on the line. But, lo and behold, Keene opened the door, and this was his reply.
My name is William Keene, and if I may so inquire, what the hell are you doing here? I haven't even talked to Mrs. Mariah in years, so if I may kindly ask you, go from whence you came, you fools.
And then he turned around and pulled out his fatal tool. Louis, God's grace, you're alive?
Yes, but I'm afraid I may not be much longer.
Well, sure, but do you have anything to say?
I'll try my best, but I cannot promise much. My name is Louis Holland. Although my time is waning, William stabbed me from behind. Oh Lord, my memory is fading. Oh, Mrs. Sutherland, my dying wish to you. Put that bastard in jail.
I will see what I can do. I'll see what I can do. We'll make him pay for what he's done to you. To you.
John?
Yes?
Lock him up.
I'll see what I can do.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, today I preside before you in the case of Commonwealth versus Keene. Mr. John Barker, you have the floor.
Thank you, Your Honor. I was with Mr. Holland the day of the murder 1 year ago, and right before he died, he gave me an account of what had happened. This is what he said. Now, we approached Mr. Keene with a simple request because we believed he was keeping a guest, and, well, the guest was a little bit pressed since her husband's stocks were a little suppressed, so Louis and I, we intended to keep her informed in the likely event that her husband's bills filed jointly would bring her.
Sir, can you get to the point?
Right. Well, basically what happened next was we arrived at his driveway in Fenton, walked right up to his mill, quite bothered by the lack of the rush of the water. We knew something wasn't quite right. Keene's mill was known to run through the whole night, so we proceeded with caution to meet him. He opened the door, and before we could greet him, "Get out!" he screamed. He was holding a bottle and his mind wasn't clean, if you know what I mean. So we turned and we walked, not another word as Keene sat down and sulked. Until shortly after he ran up behind Mr. Holland. With his right hand he stabbed him. It's clearly true exactly what we need to do, so
lock him up.
There's no time left to keep him around these streets.
Lock him up.
If we don't act now, we all know that his repeats.
Lock him up.
So I say,
Lock him up.
Oh, William Keene, you know you're gonna pay. This might sound a little bit crazy, but Keene was in a daze and invited me to stay with him. For a while as Louis fled, I fled inside, and with a smile Keene said to me, "If you would like some alcohol, good sir, I can pour you a tall glass of malt." And he opened his cabinet to be greeted by empty shelves, as if I wasn't aware that he wasn't himself. So then Lewis knocked on the windows. With his hand on his side to survive, he gave me a wave. As the drama starts to crescendo, he tells me, I'm gonna die! Within the blink of an eye, we were off, and I showed up at the nurse's house as Hall started to cough. He passed away that night, and if you think like me, then it's only right to
Lock him up.
There is no time left to keep him around these streets.
Lock him up.
If we don't act now, we all know that history repeats.
Lock him up.
So I say,
Lock him up.
oh, William Keene, you know you're gonna pay.
Your Honor, can I get a word in?
No, sir.
Why let a murderer win?
I think it's time that the jury decides if he lives or he dies or he going to prison.
But John, it is not a fair game. In a trial, both sides require the same standard.
Well, it's your point of view.
Why should any of us trust you?
Order, order, back in your place. It's up to the jury to decide this case.
Psst. Hey, you two.
Me?
Yeah, you. And your little friend over there, too.
Oh, this guy. Mr. Lee, are you?
In the flesh.
Look, I'm gonna be upfront with y'all. I know your dirty little secret.
Wait. I'm not even sure I know my dirty little secret.
Yeah, and how is this about both of us? I've never even spoken to him before today.
Hey, that's not true. I said hi to you
Will you two
once.
shut up? Listen, I got a couple of people I gotta make happy with this court case. If you two are gonna stand in the way of that man going to prison, I'll let the entire town in on what I know.
Oh yeah? And what could that possibly be?
Yeah, I have nothing to hide.
Well, you're gay, no?
So, you too, huh?
Well, yes.
Well, we can't have the whole town knowing about this. You know what happens to people like us.
Settle down. You heard the man. If we just vote with him, our lives will be okay.
But I don't think he's guilty.
Neither do I. But it's 10-2 right now. We're not gonna convince everyone.
Well, okay, I guess. But either way, it seems we're on our way to something that's bigger than us.
Oh, do you mean we are saving the day?
Yes, very broadly, I mean it that way.
Right, we can talk to the powers that be to ensure that the innocent man is set free.
Oh, well yeah, it's all good with me. And with every second together, we'll see
But
that
injustice can be remedied. With a simple demand, we can change history.
And maybe together, like birds of a feather,
We'll live on forever through our legacy.
and perhaps along the way, if we have spare time, we could.
Just hope and pray we succeed. And I know someone who could help.
Fantastic! Let's hope that this promise is held.
Lock him up.
If what you say is true, that's shifty.
Lock him up.
And keep him there till 1950.
Lock him up.
Oh, I've never seen a man this filthy.
Lock him up.
And the jury finds him
Guilty.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Hello. Can I help you?
We are looking to fight a horrible injustice.
My friends and I were members of the jury at the Keene case a few days ago. We were approached by a juror who had some information about us. We were wondering if you could help us remedy the situation.
Can you give me any more details about this information? I can't exactly make you a case without it.
No, we can't. Sorry, we'll be on our way.
Yes, the juror threatened us with taking us through the full legal process.
He threatened you with paperwork.
Oh, yeah. That's it.
What's the real...
Fine, we'll tell you. But you have to promise you won't tell anyone.
I just don't think there's a case here. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a meeting that I'm already running late for.
Well, thank you for your time. We'll be on our way.
Darling, our carriage is waiting outside. Is everything okay? Oh, I'll give y'all time.
Thanks, honey.
Wait a second. Do you think she's...
Yes, that was my girlfriend.
Well, I suppose we can tell you the information now.
Oh, please. I already knew the moment he walked in.
Was it really that obvious?
Yes.
Anyways, you understand.
Yes, I get it. What do you want to do?
Well, Lee and I are drafting up a letter for Governor Wise right now, and we were hoping you could help us make our case to him.
Sure. I'll get a few more testimonials. Just make sure your letter uses the paperwork excuse. I'll edit it to make it more convincing, and I think with all that, we'll be good to go.
Sounds good to me.
Thank you for all your help.
Hey, I've got a job to do after lunch at Huntsman Boulevard. Let's try and eat over near there.
That's wonderful. I'll drop you off after.
Well, this is quite the task. I've never even been past Leesburg. Freeing Mr. Keene is a lot to ask. I'm not sure I have a chance at more than a glance or a passing eye. But if I give it a moment and I put my mind to it, I guess I can give it a try. Hi, could you spare some time? I'm trying to save a man who was overcharged for a crime.
Oh, it's that William Keene. Of course, ma'am. Where can I sign?
Oh, do you know the case?
No, I know his face. His sister here is my wife.
No, there's no way it's that simple. If I look at his family ties, I can get signatures from a sibling. That's one more letter for Governor Wise. So get me a family tree, and in 1 week's time, I can finally give Lee and Seward some good news. Alright, let's give this a shot. I'm getting the hang of this. I'm someone I'm not, but it feels just fine. Oh, would you look at the time? It's time for giving justice. Crazy how we're about to bust this case. Who knew a lawyer from Munich could make a real big change? Hello, sir. Are you Thomas, husband of Nancy?
Yes, ma'am, that's me. And you must be Geisendorfer.
Yes, sir. Fancy you know my name.
Well, yeah, word spreads, and you've already talked to all of my friends. I'll sign your petition and help with your mission.
Thank you, sir. Yes! 6 days later, my letter has 56 citizens on board, and I feel greater than I ever really have before. I guess making a difference makes all the difference. Yeah, and it's about time. Even if we cannot change Keene's life, well, we at least changed mine. Lee, Stuart, I have some great news. Check this out.
Dang, we're totally set.
Yes, thank you for helping us out.
Anytime, good friends. My carriage is ready to leave.
Here's our statement.
Good luck in Richmond.
Thank you, sirs. I have all I need.
When I was 7, my father took me out to his mill. He told me, though now I run this, one day you will. I won't forget the promise that I made to him. Someday I'll see her again. Oh, I know I made a mistake, and I don't have the place to say I'm sorry. For dead men cannot accept an apology. It's time I accepted my fate. It's better to die than to live here another day without her. A life's not worth living if I'm not around her. Down in the dungeon, an imitation Hester Prynne lives lives on his own as he sits and repents for his sin. The townspeople knew me as just a miller who lived by his trade. But now I just make them afraid. Oh, I know I made a mistake, and I don't have the place to say I'm sorry, or dead men cannot accept an apology. This crime will be my legacy, and no one will know me for anything more than Keene the Killer. Oh, what a title for one simple man.
Governor Wise, you have a visitor.
Huh, that's odd. I'm not expecting anyone.
This guest is uninvited, sir.
Oh, well, my hands are very full right now with Buchanan's antics and whatnot. But if he is quick, I'll hear from him.
Governor, the visitor is a woman.
Hello, ma'am. Don't you have a family to attend to?
No, sir, and with all due respect, I don't believe that's any of your business. I'm a lawyer up in the county of Fairfax, and I've come to plea.
Plea for whom?
Well, sir, our state is about to execute a man for a murder he committed intoxicated. I don't think that's right, so I came to appeal to you with 3 letters.
Letter number 1 comes from many of Springfield's residents. If there's a doubt in your mind about his character, and your trust in the man creates a barrier, well, I've gotten some signatures painting a picture of Keene as a gentleman.
56, to be precise. All affirming that yes, Keene was a good man.
Well, that's great to hear. I'm sure he was loved by many, but why should this hold any weight?
Well, I just wanted to let you know that the case is not black and white. The next few letters will show that a little clearer.
Try to keep up, Governor Wise. This case is a chance to meet your eyes. The power is vested in you, and I hope some empathy's in there too. Keep your head up into the facts. It all depends on your reaction. And opportunities come your way. Oh, Governor Wise, only you can save the day.
Sure, but do you have anything else?
You bet I do. Allow me to get into the real case.
Letter number 2 comes from people who fell to circumstance. At the end of the day, there's no way to say the information known is enough to portray the full story. And Governor, here's a testimony showing all that we found. You may want to sit down.
Hello, Governor. My name is Barnett Stewart.
And I'm Richard Lee.
We were extorted at the case by a peer of ours.
Yeah.
This man threatened us with legal hell if we did not vote with him.
Crazy.
We felt the prosecution was unfairly advantaged, but with the other jurors' minds made up, he insisted that we simply vote with him rather than drag the case down to Richmond.
Yeah, and look how well that turned out.
Lee, do you mind? This is our testimony.
Sorry.
Anyhow, we've come to you insisting that this trial was not fair. We hope that you hear our plea and have a wonderful day, Governor.
Love, Lee, and Stewart.
Oh, this is a case I can get behind.
I'm glad you agree, Governor. So what can you do about it?
Well, a man is still dead, right? I'm afraid I cannot issue a pardon on these terms alone.
I was afraid you might say that.
Try to keep up, Governor Wise. If you want the truth, you gotta sort out the lies. The power is vested in you, and I hope you know what you must do. Keep your head up into the facts. Your words will leave a big impact, though. And opportunities come your way. Oh, Governor Wise, who needs you to save the day? I know it sounds crazy, but things just work that way. On the off chance you might believe me, I do have something to say. Letter number 3 comes from, well, just me.
I've written down all that I know about this case. If this ain't enough to convince you, I understand, and I'll dismiss you, but Governor, I hope you put Keene in his place.
You say Keene was intoxicated at the time.
Yes, sir.
And these two men you speak of, their ruling was jeopardized?
Indeed.
Well, you know what? You get 3 months. I'll postpone the execution, and I hope to hear from you again. My interest is piqued.
Thank you so much, sir.
Of course, Miss...
Geisendorfer.
Yes. See you around, I guess.
Of course. Till we meet again. Hello, gentlemen.
Welcome back. How was the trip?
Pretty smooth. And I'm glad to report some good news directly from Governor Wise. The execution has been postponed to May. That gives us 3 months from now to work out a plan to further convince the governor.
Oh, I really thought we'd get him with our testimony.
It's all right, buddy. Lee and I were doing some research while you were gone, and we think we found a character witness for John Barker.
Oh? Do tell.
You see, we asked around, and it turns out he has only one sibling, a brother named Quentin.
We believe he might have further information about the validity of his brother's testimony.
Oh, fantastic! Have you talked to him yet?
Well...
We've been hesitant to.
Why?
You see, Quentin lives quite far away from here, in a land of unspeakable horror, full of the worst people you'll ever encounter. Langley.
Oh, I understand. Very well then. If you have something to keep yourselves busy, I've got someone else to talk to help our case.
All right, best wishes.
See you around. You know, maybe this was a bad idea.
Well, it's too late now.
Who the blazes are you?
Sorry to bother you, sir. We've been investigating a case in which your brother John was a witness.
We were hoping you might have some insight about his character.
Buzz off. I don't need to tell you anything.
Oh, come on, please.
Fine. Take a seat.
Hey! 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 Hey!
I'll tell you what you want, but you're not gonna like it. We'll be here till the end of the night if you fight it.
You sure you want to do this?
It's this or we fail. All right, sir, take it from the top of the tail.
Well, my brother is a liar who you cannot believe. His story at the trial only meant to deceive. There's nothing you can do but sit back and watch the show continue without you in it. Nothing added up, so how can you trust anything that he says? You're living at the edge of your mind. Now why would Keene invite John in for a drink? Come on, man, that makes less sense than a dime.
So what makes you think we should trust you?
Because I am not the only one who knew. How do you think you got all those signatories? John ratted himself out and his story. John was home, he said a number of things to me.
He didn't see the knife that took Lewis's life.
In fact, there was quite a lot that he didn't see.
He didn't know if Hall was stabbed by Keene at all.
The day before it all, Keene and Hall had a bicker. Some workers he had hired had stolen all of his liquor, and a small, small world brings one man to another. It just so happens one of the workers was Hall's brother.
No.
There's no way.
So Barker visited that day to talk about business.
Yes, and there's witnesses all around that part of town. My name is Richard Lee, and I'm about to crack this case. Yeah!
Gentlemen, before you go, there's one more thing that you should know. Oh boy, does it show. My brother despised that man way before, that faithful night. Oh, Hall was a tool for John to prevent. So friends, say goodbye to the story you thought you knew so well.
Hey.
Who goes there?
Are you William Keene?
Yes. What brings you here?
I think I can help you.
Don't bother. I've accepted my fate already.
Well, I've been fighting for you on the outside.
So, I've been wasting away on the inside.
Oh, so you haven't heard it's gonna be alright.
No, there's no way in hell that I make it out alive.
Keene, I understand that you miss your former life.
I've been locked up in here for over a year, so yeah, I suppose you're right.
But I can get you to a better place real soon.
This dungeon is hell, so that's all swell to me. How do you plan to?
I've been in correspondence with the governor, and we have almost reached an agreement. I think a testimony coming directly from you might get the job done.
Great. I haven't had much to think about for the past year, besides what happened on that fateful day.
So, take it from the top then.
It was Friday, the day before the murder. I was just heading home when I found out that the 7 men I'd hired to repair my mill broke into my liquor cabinet. I found that drunken lot leaning up against my mill in shambles. I had no choice but to tell them to leave immediately, but they wouldn't listen. One among them was a certain Wesley Hall, and he was especially unkind to me. With a blow to my left hand, he must have broken my fingers or something, and you know me. I don't claim to be a perfect man, so that night I drank until my sorrows were no more. I lay in bed all night with my booze beside me until Saturday afternoon arrived. Around midday, I heard a knocking at my door. Lo and behold, it was John Barker and Lewis Hall. In the midst of the commotion the previous day, it seemed I had forgotten to lock my door.
Those two, after no reply,
decided to enter into my house and demanded an explanation for why Wesley Hall was fired the day before. I never quarreled with Lewis, but in that moment I felt a sense of extreme rage. How dare they, 2 outsiders, invade my home while I was sick and wounded? So I drove them away.
they too refused to budge. It was 4 hands against 1 for a bit, but it eventually escalated to a fight. And before you knew it,
It was 4 hands against 1 knife.
and there, it's all a blur. John wanted to stay, but I couldn't have those 2 on my property any longer. I lay in bed for a few hours after that experience, until the authorities showed up and escorted me away to this dungeon, where I've been ever since. It's awful here.
I would do anything to get out of this cursed place.
Signed, William H. Keene.
Well?
I've seen enough. Keene shall not spend a single day more in Fairfax County. I'll have him move down here, to Richmond. His murder charges shall be reduced to the 2nd degree, and he'll serve out the next 10 years in Richmond Penitentiary.
Oh, thank you, Governor. Thank you so much. I'm sure everyone at home will be thrilled to hear this.
Hey, before you go,
Yes?
tell everyone I send my regards. I can feel some tough times ahead for the Commonwealth.
Of course, sir. Best of luck going forward.
Thank you, Miss Geifenhofer.
Hey, it's great to see you again.
You too, Lee.
It's really been 10 years, huh?
Wonder how Keene's doing nowadays.
Well, you know what happened to Richmond during the war.
Their prison probably went up in flames with Keene in it. Poor soul.
Yeah, it's a damn shame.
I mean, we don't know for sure, right? Maybe he escaped. Weaseled his way out through a window or something?
Lee dear, even if he did, we'd never know. The records, death certificates, they all burnt up too.
I guess.
Hey, if it's any consolation, you know that old trail that ran by his house?
Yeah, the one Barker and Hall went down. What about it?
I heard they're paving it over. It's gonna connect all the town centers from here to Alexandria. I figured it'd be nice to get out and petition again to name it after him.
You sure people are gonna want to associate with him? It might be a little controversial.
Dude, we live off Lee Jackson Highway. I'm sure no one is going to care.
Well, alright then. Let's get cooking. I'm thinking something like Keene's wonderful West Springfield Avenue.
Maybe just Keene Road would suffice?
I don't know. It'll fall into obscurity. We need something timeless.
Something that will make people wonder, who is Keene?
Well, how's about Old Keene Mill Road? A road that will run the town the way his mill once did.
I like that.
Me too. Let's get going.